All right.
We're live?
We're live.
Hey, people on the internet. I'm going to let DJ take it off and explain what we're doing.
Oh, you wanted me to explain it? Okay.
This is your podcast. I'm not trying to fucking jump in.
Today, we're going to be talking about really whatever we feel, but I wanted to talk about Massachusetts just passed medical or recreational. I should have probably looked more into that. But it was talking,
the headline? Just the headline?
Yeah. It was talking about how advertising is hard for, when you're in the cannabis industry.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of loopholes you have to get through because a lot of time you just see a billboard, right? And it says, turn right in 4 miles. They don't really have much more than that.
Got your weed, baby. Yeah. No, yeah.
But I remember you telling me that you saw advertisements in the airport.
Yeah.
What are those ones like?
As soon as you walk out, Abby's seen them with me. As soon as you walk out, there's one for Sensible. There's literally one for Sensible. No.
What?
At the airport.
Advertising.
Get off your phone.
Sorry.
Get off your phone.
I was looking up the weed laws in Massachusetts.
Sorry, I thought you were
trying to do something for us.
I thought you were just zoning out. Yeah.
No,
I'm sorry.
I did zone out for that conversation.
She's the informer, though.
There is an ad. It's not like it's not like a physical ad. It's a digital one. So it like you have to catch
there's a lot
it.
of
kind of like
there's physical ones though. Like you walk out and there's like 3 of them.
There's one for Lamoda,
and then there's one for Ground Up Farms.
There's a Weed Maps.
Weed Bucks.
There is an advertisement where you can buy hemp in bulk.
Nugs.
What does it say though?
It's a big nug.
Does it just got weed?
Yeah,
it's weed.
It's a nug.
Weed.
It's a nug, and it's
does
like.
Does it have anything that's like
me.
you have to be 21 to look at this?
No, not to look at it.
But it says like 21 plus like on the advertisement.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
No, you'd be surprised because like when you step off the plane into Medford, that little tiny airport, boom, baby, right in your motherfucking face.
Right off the gate, you see it. It's like weed.
Right.
We know why you're visiting Medford. There's no other reason you would visit Medford.
There's like
Oregon.
three dispensaries and then a McDonald's and then 5 more after that. So welcome home.
Just go down the 99. Just if you want to come vacation in Medford as a stoner, head down the 99. Hit every single dispensary on Highway 99.
What did you hear about Massachusetts though, bro?
Basically that they're legalizing recreational and either recreational or medical. I can't remember. Abby was looking that up.
So according to Weed Maps,
okay,
both medical and recreational adult use marijuana are legal in the Pilgrim State.
The Pilgrim State. So sorry. I like that.
Possession of more than 1 ounce, but not more than 2 ounces outside the home is a misdemeanor with a potential penalty of $100 fine and a forfeiture of the cannabis in excess of 1 ounce.
Could you just talk about how they call themselves the Pilgrim State? Like, that's some real shit right there.
It's an old state.
That's old. Like, you're old when you refer to yourself as the fucking Pilgrim State. Like.
I like how it words it too. They will take, from the way it worded that, it almost sounded like they'll only take more than that 1 ounce. Like they'll let you keep the ounce.
Yeah.
And then you have to pay the fine.
And you must have 6 silver shillings in the Pilgrim State.
And sacrifice your first child.
And one sheep at 6 months of age.
Sheep is optional.
That or the child.
So this is something I saw when I was reading all that. Because I question like how, because eventually I would love to advertise for RVC or somebody on here, like about their weed. But there's airwave laws or whatever it says. I'm just gonna read this.
I'm so high. I'm sorry. Smoking joints, people.
It says for nearly all forms of advertising, television, radio, podcast, internet, mobile app, social media, billboard, and print ads, the CCC requires that the company placing the ad can prove with audience composition data that adults 21 or older make up at least how much of a percentage of your viewers?
Really?
How much? I know the percentage, but how much do you think your viewers have to be over 21 that listen to you to where you could actually advertise?
Maybe that's kind of like, I don't know.
I'm gonna say 60%.
Let's be real here.
It's like 85%. So that's kind of hard. That's hard because when I was young, I watched a lot of weed stuff on YouTube, so it's hard to navigate that.
I don't want to derail that, but what if like the reason some pages get taken down and some pages don't is because TikTok reads their algorithm, and if they have more children viewing their posts than adults, they will take their page down. And that's why some pages like Raw or Cookies or Sensible get to stay up, because they only have adults actually viewing their page, and they only publicly push themselves toward adults.
Because the only way to see the Sensible Instagram page is if you go into the dispensary and like see like, oh, we have an Instagram.
Yeah. And maybe like some pages get taken down because they get so big, and children start to follow them, and they have no control over that. You know what I mean? And then the algorithm sees, oh shit, 15, 14-year-olds are the majority of the people looking at this page, and it's weed, cannabis.
That is interesting.
Think about
Because
that.
you know,
Because you never know
can
why
look into
certain
all that.
pages get taken down. You see some shit this, and you see some shit over there. You never know why for sure, but maybe that's part of the reason. That's part of the algorithm. They take that into account. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
Possibly.
I
So
don't
it's
know.
like you gotta just focus on adults. Can't do anything that's childish though. I don't know. It's
And that's the thing. Like, TikTok is a robot, or AIs are robots. They aren't humans. They can't.
I've been getting a lot of weird TikTok ads
They
that are
can't
just
break it down.
not specific but
They-
weird.
They look at analytics.
My
and
TikTok
that's it.
For You page is extremely specific.
Yeah.
Like extreme, like things that I haven't voiced, but like
I don't even have a TikTok, but like it's like, hey, look at this guy doing cannabis stuff, and I'm
Yeah.
just like, oh, how are you advertising this right now? How am I seeing this? It's like, fuck. Maybe it's because I'm older than 21.
Maybe, man.
So I think, like, when do you think that all like media can actually focus on cannabis and actually push it out there, like cigarette advertisements? You don't see cigarette advertisements though on the TV though,
You
do
don't?
you? I was about to
You
say I don't
as
see that.
many.
I think
So-
I think it's an effort to stop the sale of cigarettes.
Right.
But at the same
Not
time,
not to derail this conversation,
Yeah.
but the CEO of Marlboro, I don't know if that's how you say it,
Mar-
cigarettes,
Marlboro.
in the UK
Marlboro.
said in 10 years you will stop seeing their products on the market. They're going to stop selling it altogether. He's like, it's killing people and it has to stop.
Right.
you don't really need to
But I
advertise
think-
cigarettes, though. If
You
someone,
don't.
If someone wants a
You
cigarette,
know, it's
they're
already
they're
addictive. You don't see a lot of alcohol.
Yeah.
You do see a lot of alcohol, but you know, cigarettes different.
If you want a
On
cigarette,
you were talking about Marlboro in the UK. I think that the UK is actually putting in procedures to actually make it to where cigarettes are gonna have to stop anyways.
yeah.
So I think it's more of like them like, we're gonna stop selling, and everyone's like, oh wow, good for you. And then,
Okay.
but they're also like, we have to, because you wouldn't you
Nice.
wouldn't really see someone that's like, oh, we're gonna stop selling what we make.
Yeah.
You're like, you're gonna lose profit, especially
Well,
in
it's
the UK.
good
but
for the UK. I'm glad.
Yeah.
I'm glad.
yeah, I know that they stopped doing menthol recently, menthol outlaw or something like that. But no, I mean, when do you think it will take the media when you can actually advertise?
Can I ask you something before you ask that question?
What?
Is our phone number on there so they can call? Is that a thing still? Because you need to keep utilizing that, DJ. I swear to God.
I need help.
How many people are listening to this right now?
We got one person, but I
Hey.
usually don't like to shout people out when it's one because then
Hey,
they feel awkward.
hey,
'Cause
one-
you see how you're just talking
one
just to him.
guy. That's
Hey,
the
listener.
listener. We have a phone number, man. You should call us. The phone number is
Expose yourself.
DJ.
I'm gonna comment it onto the
We're gonna go
the
ahead and
comments.
comment this phone number. We want you to call. Totally non-binding, non-binary,
No,
and
wrong.
nope,
Correct.
nope,
Incorrect.
non-disclosure, NDA. What are those things?
Okay, there we go.
Shit. Call us. We want your opinion on all of this. Honestly, what's going on with Afghanistan?
No.
Nope. Nope. No one's ready for that conversation yet. Too soon.
I truly believe it's crazy and it's groundbreaking. This is just me personally.
I'm scared.
I don't feel like I am educated enough to give a solid opinion on it, so I'm not going to.
Well, I'm educated to give enough my opinion on it, and I can say how I feel. I'm not afraid of being canceled because no one is listening to us.
Yeah.
So, how do I
agree
feel?
with both of you.
How do I feel? Huh? I feel like it's crazy that a regime is taking over, and it's almost crazy to think that almost kind of happened here, just a tiny bit, but there wasn't enough people. You know what I mean? If the majority of people that tried to storm the Capitol were Trump supporters, if we were all, if me, you, if the three of us just happened to be Trump supporters because everyone was a Trump supporter and that's how life worked. I know that's crazy to think, but that could have happened. It would have been very different. You know what I mean? Police wouldn't have been fighting. They would have been joining in. You know what I mean? It wouldn't have been like a slow ending. It would have been what's happening in Iraq, in Afghanistan. You know what I mean? I'm just saying, it's crazy to think. It's crazy to think, and it's very scary. And to think that
My phone.
any government is that close to falling apart in all reality is a very scary thing. You think we're a strong structure, but we're just people, man. We're just human beings, and we could crumble in a second. Tomorrow you can headline, no more president. He ran away.
Yeah.
Got scared. No more president.
Well,
and,
the thing about Afghanistan when it comes to their troops, we put in a whole bunch of money from what I read into training them.
We fueled them.
But I was watching something. I watched the news I watch is called World Star Hip Hop.
Oh.
That's where I get my fucking news. But it was
raw.
It was a guy basically who was an American who was in charge of training these Afghanistan people and getting them ready to run their own army, basically. And he just kept he said it was like taking care of children, because when I was watching the video, there's people with their helmets on backwards and they weren't holding the guns properly.
The American government created the Taliban. You know that, right? There's pictures. There's pictures of government officials with Osama bin Laden hanging out, shaking hands.
I can believe that.
No, for real. I'm not trying to be like conspiracy theories. There's legit photos for real, because he used to be cool with us, because we created the Taliban in order to police them, and then they turned because they didn't want to be part of us. Because who the fuck would want to be part of us?
Right.
For what reason?
Right.
We want our money, but we don't want to be part of us. I don't. For real though, I don't want to be part of us, bro. But I'm born here, and it is what it is. But we created them
for right now.
We created them in a country thousands of miles away, and why the fuck would they want to be part of us? I don't want to be too crazy about it, but that happened in 1776. I don't want to be weird about it. I don't want to be like too specific, but that kind of happened. We fueled the nation, and the nation didn't want to be part of us. Because who the fuck would want to be part of us? I don't. You know what I mean?
So back to
backtrack.
The video. I get what you're saying there. You're about to go off into something.
I'm done.
You were flipping. You went to 1976. We're like, look, so starting in 1976. But no, in the video, the guy, he kept walking into, a lot of the troops were smoking hashish.
Ooh.
And you could tell they're all like smiling. Then the camera comes past, like, oh shit. They're like, I'm doing shit. But you know, when the commander at first was walking through, they were just like, oh, like looking up and smiling. Then they saw the camera and they're like, fuck. Do something. Look productive. Yeah. Shit. And then there's this guy. He was like, "Who's up there? Tell him to come down here." And he was like, "What cigarette is that?" And he's like, "Oh, fucking threw it." And he was like, "Why did you throw cigarettes? They're expensive out here." He goes and finds it. He's like, "That's hashish." And he's like, "Oh no, what? No." He's like, "Smell." He gave it back to him. He was like, "Here, smell. That's hashish." He's like, no.
This isn't mine.
No, this isn't mine. But
whose is this?
That goes into the aspect of, if you're too high to do your job, you probably should not be smoking that much weed if you're playing with guns.
Yeah.
Just saying. But I thought it was funny. That's probably not how all of it is. I can't assume that's how all of it is there. But it is crazy that they just kind of, and we got a lot of weapons sitting over there, and
the thing is
vehicles.
Is that we pulled out our troops, but there's a good amount of troops left behind that are protecting the people that are still there.
Yeah.
There's a good amount of people that are still there.
There's like, I don't remember the exact number. It's like 13 to 15,000 Americans were left behind.
And there's
I did not know that.
They weren't evacuated before all the troops were pulled out. They were left behind.
That's crazy.
This probably looks pretty bad on Biden.
I mean, like
I saw like a news clip this morning from like MS.
I don't want to be all Team Biden, okay? Because I'm not.
No.
I'm not Team Government. I'm just saying. He didn't do the right thing, but he didn't start this. This has been a thing that's been going on since
for 20 years.
For so long. To say that Biden created the Taliban and this, no.
He was just given a turd.
He was given a fat turd and a plunger, and he had to make a fucking decision, and he had to decide. And like he couldn't, and like it was either that or send in the troops and kill everybody. And I'll be real with you, Trump would have done that. And I'm not. That's not a good thing. Trump would have.
Trump started.
He would have
Trump
just
started pulling out the troops. He was the one
I
that
know,
started pulling out the
but
troops.
he would have. I'm just
Oh,
saying.
yeah, as soon as a fucking random country person's like, you need to go send them. Okay, yes, sir. Send them right back.
Trump is a puppet. Okay,
They're all puppets.
I know.
They're all puppets.
The thing about Trump, and I'm not saying this is a good thing. I'm just saying this is the difference between what Biden did. Trump, honestly, I think, if he had still won, maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm high, he probably would have fucking like kill everyone, fucking kill everybody, because he's done worse. He's blown up officials in their car. He would literally kill everybody, and it would be so much worse than what's going on right now. Biden chose to pull out. And it's fucked up, but he was given a fat turd, and he had to choose what to do. I think that he shouldn't have pulled out. I don't know what he should have done. I don't know what the fuck I would have done if I was in that situation.
Oh, hell no.
You know what I mean?
Of course.
Imagine the whole world on your shoulders. Hey, Abby.
It should have been done better.
I know.
Should have been done better.
And
It should have been handled better.
And it should have been handled like the president of the United States, and his response should not have been, "It's not our problem. I'm gonna go back on vacation now."
The thing is,
and
though,
also,
he's
and
old.
another point, and again, and just I want to readdress that this is a very heavy topic,
This is heavy.
and every single one of us is only talking out of our ass,
Yeah.
because we have only ever seen clips from the internet,
Exactly.
and our opinions and like things like that are just like so far off from what the truth could actually be. But anyway, there was a clip I saw from like MSN. I don't know. I don't watch news. I don't remember what the news station is. And it was a veteran who served in Afghanistan, and he was talking to like one of the news anchors, and the news anchor was saying, "He's like, oh, I think Biden was very direct, and he was blunt, and he stood his ground and said what he had to say, and he owned his decision." And then the veteran says, like, "Well, I hope he owns their blood too." He's like, the thing about the Afghanistan soldiers is they lost more troops every single day than the American troops lost in all 20 years. Imagine having to show up for 20 years, and then we just pull out. Sorry, fuck you.
Yeah.
Imagine how easy it was for the Taliban over those 20 years to convert people.
Yeah. It's
Because the Americans were only here for money. Like if you look at the shares right now for the big oil companies, it's like $300, $500 a share. They cashed out.
Why do you think this shit's happening right now? Around the end of summer, kind of. Gas prices high as fuck. Could that be correlated at all? I don't know.
There's always agendas, man.
There's
always agendas. Things don't happen just precariously.
But
And
I guess I
agree.
sympathize in Biden in the way I sympathize trying to justify what was obviously a big rat race
Here's the
for
thing.
large corporations.
Let's not even talk about Biden. Let's sympathize in the human mind. We're human beings, man. We're all human beings making irrational or rational decisions. And he at this point in 2021, 2 days ago, he was the one who had to make the decision. He was the one that had to make the decision.
Right.
And he's a human being, and he's old. And you know what I'm saying?
Very old.
I'm not saying that had anything to do with it. I'm just saying you have to sympathize with the human faults. He's not perfect. No one's perfect. Trump's the worst, for sure. But everything has a hidden agenda. And I totally agree with you. We weren't there for any right reasons whatsoever. We were there to fucking rape the land, take the money, and fucking book it when it was time.
And it was time. Must have been time.
It's fucked up.
It took not even our own government officials, but people on Instagram to raise fundraisers.
Yeah.
There's an Instagram page I follow, Quentin
Shout
Quarantino.
it out. What's
a fucking amazing page. It started as a political satire thing. He was so funny, and then multiple fundraisers. A recent one he did was for India. COVID has hit them so hard, and just countries have just refused to help.
What's the Instagram? What's his Instagram page?
Quentin Quarantino.
Quentin Quarantino. I like that.
If I'm saying that right. If I'm not, I'm so sorry.
Sure, you'll find it. Sure, it's
Anyway.
Getting a phone call.
Ooh. Is it 915?
It's a Texas number.
Ooh.
Jeez, Wallace.
Jeez, Guala.
To accept, press 1. To send a voicemail, press 2.
Hello.
What is up?
What's up, Jeez?
Dude,
What's
not
happening?
much.
Hey,
Heard you guys
doing
on
good.
the show, man. wanted to pop in and just say what's up.
Appreciate
What's
that.
up, bro? Welcome to the Residudes live podcast.
How's the weather out there right
Hey.
now?
Humid, working right now.
Hell yeah.
I just got
Nice.
back from Dallas 2 days ago.
Yeah, how was
That weather.
Guapamania?
Yeah, Guapamania was crazy, man. I'll send you some recaps and shit like that.
Yo, man, we've been talking about
I got a bit.
some touchy topics, so we want to bring up a question to you. We want to ask you, how do you feel about the marijuana laws in Massachusetts that they just passed? They just passed the medical and recreational marijuana laws in Massachusetts. How do you feel about that, man?
How do I feel about the Massachusetts passing weed?
Yeah.
I mean, hell yeah, man.
Fuck yeah, dude. Good shit.
I mean, there's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong. I want all of America to have safer alternatives than to opioids or any other over-the-counter medicine, not over-the-counter, but prescription medicine. Because especially up north in Ohio, they got a huge heroin and opioid problem.
Ooh.
So I hope it takes it away over on that reign too.
Is Ohio legal?
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
No, I don't think so.
I don't think so at all,
highly
man.
doubt it. But,
Mm.
I heard a statistic yesterday that over 1/3 of Americans have an option to smoke legal marijuana.
Shit.
That's pretty fucking good.
When they federally legalize weed, man, and we can use credit cards at the weed store,
Oh, man.
that'll be the fucking day, bro.
That's when my credit
I'll
starts
say-
You
hitting.
know, I've never bought weed. I've never bought weed legally. You can't use a fucking credit card.
No, you can't. Not yet.
You gotta use cash.
You gotta use
Most
cash.
places.
Always
Some
cash.
places will allow you to use a debit card, but
Big
they do it as
cities.
like an ATM
LA.
type thing.
They
Yeah.
do it in LA and stuff.
Like where you like
Yeah,
they
no,
are
that
the
makes
ATM.
sense.
Not in small towns like this.
It's like a loophole,
Let's talk
kind of.
about that. We should talk
Yeah.
about that.
Yeah. There's definitely some loopholes.
No, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
I didn't know you couldn't use your card,
We
but
know.
yeah, they need to
Talking
do
about
that. That's
Talking
pretty
about
goofy.
Yeah. Well, thank you for calling
But,
in,
I'm gonna let
G's.
you guys get back to your thing. I just wanted to tap in, tell you guys I was listening. I appreciate the show.
Hell yeah, man. We appreciate you
Thank you.
listening, bro. Seriously.
Yes. Thank you so much, G's. I hope you have a good day. Hope work goes good for you, man, and keep on listening, bro.
Hell yeah. One love, guys. Have a good
One
one.
love, man. All right. I just want to say I'm sorry for bringing up such a touchy topic. Obviously, I don't know what I'm talking about, but it interests me, man. And I like talking about things that interest me because it's always good to talk about interesting things. But you know what? Let's talk about something else because I have something else.
I have something else too.
Yeah, talk about it, bro. What's up? Talk to me.
Why do you think that only this is something I read recently, only 2% of African Americans own cannabis industry, companies, basically, cannabis companies.
I think because the cannabis industry, you need money to make money.
Right.
And
And that's where it
and-
comes from first off.
I think just generationally, new money is African American money. Old money is white people. White money is old money.
Yeah.
New money is going to be like African, Chinese, Indian, all types of stuff. But that's like 10 years down the line. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like right now, though, old money is still what we need, and it's still being in rotation, I think, and that's white people money.
I think
I might be wrong. I don't know.
I think it kind of maybe connects to the fact that there's no denying that the huge major players in the marijuana company were no doubt involved in the illegal black market before it
Right.
became
Ooh,
legal.
definitely.
They had to be. They had to have those connections. They had to know how to work the market, make money, and like it's just
When the
it's-
day
it's
came, all I needed was to sign a couple
all
papers.
I needed was to apply, and I
Exactly.
have
Yeah.
everything set up.
You know what? You're 100% right.
But who is disproportionately affected by the crazy unjust marijuana laws when it was illegal?
Right.
People of color.
Right.
So
That's the best way to get a black person in jail.
the people of color, like those big players, probably the reason that's only 2% is because the majority of the people who would have been the big players are probably serving life in prison or ridiculous sentences right now, while the white people are making money.
I agree. And I think that where there is places that cannabis is legal, or when they do legalize in those places, I don't know if Oregon's like this, but they should have reduced sentences and everything
Yeah.
like that are related to cannabis and what
Yeah.
people are in jail for, you know, or just expedite their sentencing, you know,
Yeah.
and get them out of there, especially if it's something stupid like a pound or something like that, you know?
When you said how the marijuana business before it was legal was controlled by the black market, it reminded me about the first guy that I ever worked for. He opened the very first medical marijuana dispensary in Hollywood. He had 2 other brothers, and they were the biggest drug runners in Arizona, on the Arizona border. That's all I'm gonna say. They were the biggest. They were 3 brothers, and then one of them died while being a coyote for Mexican immigrants.
For a second there, I was like, how did he turn into a coyote? But then, you know, I fucking...
Peyote. It was peyote. A lot of peyote.
Peyote turns
And
into a coyote.
then coyote. There you go.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know what you're saying. Say it out loud.
Ashtray.
On an ashtray. I got you. So,
Ashtray.
anyways, this guy was legit. He's a piece of shit. I love him though because he's all about business and
Yeah.
he's a gang Wesley Snipes lifestyle motherfucker. But he is exactly what Abby is talking about. He ran the illegal block market so intensely that when it was time to come, all it took was a couple of right signatures and everything was good to go. And all that money becomes legal. Ooh, sorry.
No, it's
You're,
cool.
you're paying money in taxes and you're good to go. That's life. Wesley Snipes, Wild West.
I see the cannabis industry as obviously like a big boys club because when I was hearing when they would talk about it at work
100%.
and stuff, you know, they got people like Dan Blazarian and other people like that. And when it comes to actually getting, you know, that licensing, they're
Yeah.
saying it's like a lottery, and a lot of places do it like a lottery. You have to
Totally,
pay
dude.
like $250K to get that ticket. And when they
Everyone-
pick it out, they're like, okay, this guy got
Yeah.
it, this guy got it. Do you get that $250K back? I don't know. I think you do.
no,
You probably
there's
don't.
there's a signing fee I think of like $5,000 at least.
Something,
at least,
yeah.
At least $5,000. You're never gonna get back, even if you don't get that permit. They're not gonna take all your money, but there's for sure a signing fee just to even be like qualified in the circle. And the thing is, man, it is a lottery, and the way that you heighten your chances is that you have to go to like city council meetings. I did that with this guy that I was talking about. I went to Sacramento when I lived in Hollywood. He took me with him to Sacramento. I sat in a small little pizzeria with fucking house moms, police officers, school teachers, and like the mayor of the town. We ate pizza and we told him why it was a good idea to open a dispensary there. Literally, it was like weird. It was like Parks and Recreation type shit, man. And like we just sat there and we explained to them everything's gonna be cool. It's gonna be well lit. You know what I mean? We're gonna give all our taxes to the city. We're not gonna try to like be the shady business in the corner of your downtown industrial park where everything's gonna be lit up. We want to be able to talk to you whenever you have questions, and we're gonna light up the entire block with lights. So like at night when we're working, no one is just gonna be walking through. Everything's lit up, cameras everywhere. You know what I mean? And-
So you're bringing a lot of security to that
Oh
neighborhood
yeah,
too.
you have to convince them that what you're doing is not only going to be beneficial to you, you're going to build things forever that they can have. It's a whole thing, dude. Like you have to like convince them, not just because your business is good and you're a good guy. You have to show them why it would be a good idea to have a dispensary in the area.
As you said before, money, baby.
Money.
Everything runs on money.
Give me money. I want my money.
Only
right.
you can get away with that.
That's right.
That's right. Shout out to Christopher Rodriguez. Dude, I'm so white.
That's my brother, man.
I know. He sent us an eggplant.
Ooh.
I'm so white. I cannot pronounce your last name properly.
You don't
I'm
have
sorry.
to.
My whiteness is just like nah, man. That's
You, like,
too
chop
much
up-
for your tongue.
Chop up the words a little
Yeah,
bit.
and then
Okay.
like when we had
Andres.
when we had Andres here.
Yeah.
Andres?
Yeah, see, you can do it.
She's
but
Mexican.
like
She's Mexican.
I hadn't, I didn't know how to say it.
She's
Am
as
I? Do
Mexi-
I? Do I say Rodriguez? wrong?
She's as Mexican as
Well,
I am.
I mean,
no.
you say his last name
For
all
real,
the time.
she's as Mexican as I am. She just grew up in a very white area.
My mom is full Mexican, but she was adopted as an infant by a very white Mormon family.
Okay.
So there is no Mexican culture in our family.
But she's Mexican. Yeah. Like, ethnically. But not culturally.
I was about to say not culturally.
I know
but-
zero Spanish.
No.
So, but it was funny though, because when we had him here, it was like, I didn't want to say, because he was like, or you call me Andy. And like, I've had a conversation with Andrew before, where I'm like, I hate giving people my real name because they always butcher Darius. They want to say Darius or Darvik or whatever the dude said at the boat place. And then like as soon as he said that, I was like, you have more of a reason, my friend, because they can't even find your letter in the alphabet.
They gotta hold your E down in order to get that fucking.
And when he was like, you can call me Andy, and he was like, oh no, I'll call you Andres. And I was like, fuck, I can't say that. I was like, I want to call you that, but I also sounds like you don't want to be called Andy either, because it's also like for people who can't give enough effort. So I was practicing for a while, trying to say the name. But your name recently, I keep trying to say it, and I just like fucking mumble it.
You don't gotta say my last name. There's no other Andrews in the group, so you don't have to worry about that.
But so I don't know where to go from here.
I do. I know exactly where to go from here.
I would like you to tell me. About.
I had a really good topic, and then you were talking about the African American businesses, which is a good one.
Yeah.
I wanted to talk about fucking shit balls. Fuck, dude. Fuck. It was good. Fuck. Legal marijuana. I lost it. Remember, I was gonna. Oh, fucking shit.
I did that the other day. We were driving and I was like, I can't remember what I was going to say.
Do the viewers want to talk about anything?
Viewers, comment what you want to talk about while I think about what I was going to talk about.
You are now listening to a Residudes Media production.
I know. Hey, I'm back.
That's why sometimes when you get the Residudes intro in there.
I remember. Let's talk about legal marijuana, baby. If you come into my dispensary or Abby's dispensary and you want to buy some pot, because that's what you do, right? You're going to need some cash. You're going to need some dollar bills, y'all.
No credit cards.
No cards. Put that card back in your pocket.
Or you can just hit the ATM.
To see no plastic.
No. Hit up your bank. Hit up your bank. Don't pay that ATM fee.
The ATM's gonna chew up your bills, baby. If you hit the ATM up once a day, you're going to be spending at least 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 25 bucks in a week using ATM fees. Just the fees from the ATM. 25 bucks. That's a whole fucking 2 grams. The day they legalize marijuana federally, you'll be able to walk into a dispensary with a credit card.
What about a check?
Maybe not the day. Give the dispensaries like a week to set up a bank account, and then you can.
But we can talk about other dispensaries that allow you to have a credit card, because a lot of them do. When you're in California,
we get a lot of questions about that.
When you're in California, you walk in, they give you that option for a credit card because they have a third-party dispensary. That's a third party. That's a business that literally does this. I'm gonna make a business that allows people to use credit cards at marijuana shops. That's all they do. They wake up at 9 o'clock, they come in, and they work at a firm that helps people use credit cards at marijuana shops. That's their job. That's literally what they do. You can't do that here in Medford because no one has the facilities for that. No one's going to go out of their way and build a facility that processes people's payments through credit cards. That's not profitable. But if you go to LA, you can make a little spot like that. You can fucking house 50,000 dispensaries in one place because you can do that. I think Sensible had a problem with their credit card guy. They had credit cards for a while, didn't they?
No. So the way, at least from like the grapevine that I have heard, the way that credit cards work, because I get customers saying like, oh, well, Farm to Table will let me take card, or so-and-so will let me take card.
Bitch, I'm not them.
And
well,
you know, like what I have to explain to them is like it's not federally legal, so we cannot open up a bank account. We can't take out loans. We can't do anything with the bank. It has to be all cash.
Federal government wants nothing to do with the marijuana business, man.
And then they're like, oh, well, how do they do it? And they're like, well, and again, I'm not totally sure, but how I think it kind of works is dispensaries will use like a third party. Someone will open up a bank account for them, but it's very risky because that's not legal. It's illegal. Yeah. So if you get caught, it's a huge fine, and you lose so much money.
In Colorado, I set up a thing, and my boss had told me, you know, like you're under the table too. So it's two totally even more different things. And
I love
the only job I had before that was painting houses out there, which was also under the table, but they were like, "What's your job?" And I was like, "I paint houses." Like, "Oh, what's your boss's name?" I made up the name so quick. I was like, Mike Narvoko. Like, but it was better than that. That was awful.
That was good.
I couldn't do it.
I want to meet
Mark
I wanna
Navoko.
meet Mark Navoko one day.
That sounds like
It was
What?
Mike. It wasn't Mark. You already changed it up on
Yeah.
me. Who the fuck's Mark?
I don't know.
Is his brother? Mike and Mark?
Mike and Mark.
Mike and Mark Manovo? Oh, nope. Messed that one up too.
Uh,
I'm stoned.
yeah, I am
Um,
too. Back onto the subject
The
of.
federal government? Or no? Yes.
Let's talk about stoner brain.
Stoned.
What's the
Ooh.
worst like stoned out moment you've had that you made like a
Ooh.
dumb
Yeah, dude.
mistake?
Like 5 minutes ago, I forgot what I was going to talk about in the podcast, and I zoned out, and you had to play a fucking
I don't-
intro song just to get me
I
back
don't
into
think
the
that
mood.
you can like really define one moment. I think
Right.
it's like an everyday.
Something that
kind
you
of
always
thing.
do when you get.
Yeah.
You can't get mad at me for being a dumb stoner because I'm most likely stoned when I do the dumb thing. But I'm stoned all the time, so fuck you if I do dumb things.
It's
all
like
the time.
it's like
That makes
when
sense?
when work gets mad at you for like forgetting to put a label on a display. No, not like okay, like all the product is barcoded correctly, but like the
Yeah.
actual label we forgot to like label
Oh.
it like what it was. And they're like, we gotta keep up on this. We gotta keep like doing refills. And I'm like, bro, I smoked so much fucking weed.
And you know
my
that.
brain doesn't work properly. Like I'm stupid, and like I can put on a good show, and I can sell a lot of weed.
I know how to
but
dress
sometimes-
myself, but sometimes
Sometimes I'm just like, I was already ditzy, and then I became a stoner.
How long have we been podcasting for?
we've been going for 36 minutes.
Really
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, I do like having Abby on the show. It definitely helps people instead of hearing just two men argue over stuff. You have a woman's perspective on things as well.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And when Andrew has his ideas of something that I'm like, oh shit, I don't know if we can say that, we can have you be like, no, you can't.
You can't say
You-
that.
you can't.
Cannot say that. Here's the thing. I don't like to not say things. I'm like a bad boy kind of in that perspective. It's like, what's he gonna do? I don't
What was
know.
it?
What's he
One
gonna
of our first
say?
shows, he was talking, he was like, so what's your stance on abortions? What's your opinion? I'm like, my opinion is that I don't have one on this because I'm not supposed to. I can't. Like,
And I was like, correct. As men, we have no opinion.
right.
That is my
yeah.
response as well. And then we move on to the next subject. Because that's the truth. That's the truth. I don't want to get in on that, though. That's a long story. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. I got to go to work today. I got to go sell some
Man.
weed.
What's the worst type of customer to
Ooh.
get as a
So,
bud tender? Because I've never worked as a bud tender, but it's one position I've always wanted because it's the one I haven't actually worked yet.
you should do it, bro. It's
We're
fun.
hiring.
You
You're
should do it.
hiring?
You should
You
work
guys
there.
are-
That'd be cool.
just so far away.
Then
But yeah,
fucking
but
move
as
your
long as I'm not
trailer. It has
outside, I'm not
wheels.
gonna move it.
It has wheels.
I have trees now, Andrew.
Then put them. I'll help you move them. Anyways, DJ.
Where's your truck? Yeah, well, come on.
My truck. I call my friend DJ, and he comes with this truck. That's my truck. DJ. I can tell you the type of customer that Abby doesn't like, but it's weird because the type of customer she doesn't like is the
Is you?
exact type of customer that I love. She doesn't like the customer, and I might be wrong. I might be going off the track. But she doesn't like the type of customer that comes in and says, "You choose. You choose what I want. You tell me what I want."
I've done that.
I love that customer.
That's yeah.
Because when that customer comes in, I look at them and I'm like, ooh, you trust me. Ooh, you know that I know
it's
what the
not-
fuck I'm doing here.
If a customer
I'ma
comes
shine.
in and they are nice and they're like, I honestly don't know what I'm looking for. I'm like, okay, how do you want to feel? And then I'm
want
like,
them
and
to
then I
be
make a
rude.
decision based on that. I'm like, okay, I think this would be great. And it's like, it's either cheaper in your budget. You want to go higher end? Here you go.
But I
It's
like
it's
it when they're
and
rude.
specifically, and I'm sorry guys, it's usually men.
It always men.
Occasionally women. It's usually men who come in. They don't say a fucking word to me. I'm like, oh, how are you doing? Hi, how are
Throw
you
it on the
doing? They
table.
don't respond. They literally ignore me.
Throw their ID on the
And
table.
then they like take the menu and they flip it over so I can read it, and they just like
Ooh.
pick me out 2 joints.
They just like tap the counter.
They literally tap it, and I'm like, I'm so sorry. I'm not your mom. I don't go into the kitchen and make you sandwiches and cut off the crust. Fuck you.
That is weird. I will say though, that sounds like anxiety because sometimes when I get too high, I can't look people in the eyes. That's why I wear sunglasses in here when there's multiple people.
Yeah.
I'm uncomfortable with you, Abby. That's what it is. I'm uncomfortable with having two people to look at at once.
I've been told that I'm very intimidating and frightening.
Now, this is my perspective on that. I like it when they're assholes because then that means that I get to be an asshole right back.
Yes.
If they're mean to me,
but you're 6'3".
Oh yeah, I know, but you get to be spicy, baby. You get to be even spicier because you're smaller, and that means that you get to be louder, and they're not going to take it as aggression. I have to keep it cool.
Oh yeah.
I have to keep it cool, or they're going to think I'm going to flip on them. So when they come
He swung at me.
When they come in spicy, I smile in my head, and I'm like, ooh, I get to be spicy too. Yes. They come in. Pick out something what you want. I'm thinking, ooh, yeah, sure. This. Here you go.
Right, give me your money. Come on.
Give me your
money. Put it on the counter.
Give me your ID. Get out. Okay, cool. You buy. Get out.
Bye.
Leave. Later. Because you know what? Someone else is going to come in, and they're going to be nice. And, like, if they want to be spicy, ooh. That means that I get to flip the switch in the back of my brain.
Flip the switch.
And I get to be like, how's your fucking day going? You look like you're pissed. Why are you so mad? Ooh, this joint sucks. You have high tolerance? I thought you were trying to spend some money. You're trying to spend some money in here? What? I thought you said you wanted me to pick it out because I have a good spending habit. I like to spend money, and you said pick me something out, and I like to spend that money, baby. So I chose some shit that I would spend my money on.
They get so offended too when you like pick out something expensive, and they're like, "Oh no, I'm trying to spend like $6."
Come at
like, thanks for
you know what you say. Well, I'm not trying to spend $6, so then you say what you want to buy.
Like, homie, I'm talking like $15 a joint.
Motherfucker, I'm a spendy motherfucker.
I've never been to bud tender, but I've done security, and we would walk the floor. And I don't know if you bought weed from Washington before, but
I have.
Everything is in
prepackaged.
Yeah. You can walk around, and it's almost like a store. You're not waiting in line.
Fucking hate that.
And I hate it because obviously you can't smell it. You're like,
not just that. There's so many reasons.
And so my job was basically go around, make sure people aren't trying to open the fucking things and get in there. But it's really people would ask you questions like, hey, what's the best, weed there? Or like, what do you think about this? I'm like, oh, my ass lie every time. Like, yeah, I've had that. That's actually really one of my favorites right now. And it was just like, always like, I wanted to just not trick people, but it was like my acting. Like, I like to act sometimes. So it's just like, yeah, man,
that's my favorite.
That shit, yeah.
Someone else comes in.
Like, oh, yeah? I'm like, yeah, bro.
That's my favorite.
Bro, shit had me fucking tweaking, man. I'm like, oh, yeah? And then, like, they come back like, bro, that really was good. I was like, yeah, like I said, bro.
You know what?
I know.
I like the prepackaged system because it's convenient, but I hate it because this is why. When someone prepacks your weed, they don't care about you. They're just trying to pack some weed up and get the fuck out of there. I respect that. But when someone is weighing out your weed a la carte, deli style, I can weigh you up to 4.1999, and it'll still come out as 4 grams. And I'll still charge you for just 4 grams, but I can give you that extra because I love you.
Right.
And I can even pick out the stems because I love you. But if I'm pre-packed, I can't do that for you.
But you think they would train their employees, like because there's different price ranges for sure.
Yeah.
A lot of the times, the more expensive stuff would be in glass. But the thing is, if you put weed in glass and you got sun rays hitting it all the time, it's going to degrade it anyways.
Totally.
So I would always go for the ones that was in like a black container because you're like, they actually care. Like, you're looking for the people that, like why you don't drink Corona beer because, you see through and it kind of ruins the beer.
Well, the weed's always inside. It's not like they take the weed outside.
They don't.
But
they put it in the safe.
Over time, but like over time, because like we had to change our displays every week because over time any kind of light will degrade it.
That's true. Yeah.
That's interesting. I didn't know that was actually something they would do.
At your ass?
That's why. Well, but that because.
No, I didn't think that they would exchange it.
There's a dispensary in town. They use these really special like tall canisters, and it's a complete like it's a complete blackout. It doesn't let any light come through, and it also is supposed to control like the humidity inside of it. It's really cool. It's like $50 a container.
It's like a humidor, basically. Mm-hmm. Oh shit! My shit was loud. I turned his mic off, but yeah, man. I think that we could talk after the show. But you're hired. This is the third host. I made the decision, Andrew. I like getting up earlier. I don't like later in the day usually either. I haven't even been to sleep yet. I've been awake since like 7 a.m. or 7 p.m. yesterday. So
Nice.
my days are all weird, but I usually don't sleep much anyways. But no, I thought it was a good show. I like talking about Afghanistan. Not liking it, but I like that we were able to touch on that and actually give our opinions on that in a constructive way, even though we don't know what the fuck we're talking about at all.
It is crazy though.
It's like I took civics, but I failed. You know, not like I was good at it or anything. But yeah, I want to just thank everybody for listening today. It was a short one today, but that's okay. We're gonna try to come back next week. Tomorrow we're gonna try to do a radio show. I'm gonna review another album tomorrow, hopefully. See if we can do that. Maybe I'll show up later. I need to figure out his schedule. So, but yeah, man, awesome having you on today.
Thank you.
Definitely got to come
It's
back
fun.
in. Abby is an amazing co-host.
Thank you.
And we got to do some D&D with Andrew too. That first one was pretty fun, but we got
figure it out.
We got to figure it out. He was just like, well, that character's dead. But I was like, I'm just messing it up. But it was fun though. He took his time on that, and he really did a good job on that. I think it's going to be better the more that we work on it together, too. Because we all have creative ideas on how we can make it better.
I think I'm gonna like let him take the reins a lot on like the story like going so far,
Yeah.
and like I'll just kind of like just be there.
I'm here for voices and helping, and hopefully you'll play too. So there's more than just one like that and that. We'll figure it out.
Play. There's
Yeah. Because I have no idea what I'm doing at all. But it was fun getting the dice out for the first time for sure. But yeah, once again, everybody, go follow the Residudes Instagram page at Residudes. Follow us on Facebook at Residudes. Go ahead and have a good day. Stay high.
great one.
Yeah. Smoke
drive
a
responsibly
fat
though.
joint.
Like,
Yes.
for reals, those guys like don't drive stoned.
Please don't.
Be
Just-
safe, but be high.
Yeah. But be safe.
Be safe, guys.
But stay high a little bit too.
Yeah.
But yeah,
You know.
All right. Well, you guys have a good one. Hope you guys have a good day. And yeah, appreciate y'all.
Now, how do you feel?
You are now listening to Residudes Media Production.